Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the hashtag TFR Motivation Monday Zoom. We are Dr. Dondi and Marcy Nettles.
Hey, guys.
We have some amazing information for you today. But before we get into that, why don't we tell them about the Team Freedom Reigns YouTube channel?
Guys, we know everybody's busy, right? Or maybe you're just like us and you just want to make sure that you get to have the chance to rewatch these things over and over and over again. So that's why we record them every single week and we upload them to YouTube. You can find them at Team Freedom Reigns, okay? So you just need to go to YouTube and search Team Freedom Reigns and subscribe. Don't just subscribe though, you need to make sure that you ring the bell so that you get notifications every time we upload new content. Like tonight, you're going to want to see this over and over again.
Yes. So the monthly marketing playbook, the company's been doing this since March, and they're equipping us with so many things. Shareables are amazing. This month's product is ProBio, and it starts with the podcasts, the shareables, the blog posts, the tools that we need to take these products and put them out in a digital world on our social media platforms. It's all there in the monthly marketing playbook. And if you have not partaken of this, you need to do it immediately.
Yeah, most definitely, guys, because not only are you going to find the information for the ProBio and all the other tools to share this information, but you're going to get all the new tools that you need as well there, and so much more. But this one is so important. We are empowering you with what you can say about every single one of our products. So you can find this information on the monthly marketing playbook. You're just going to go down to the bottom of the playbook here, see where it says the Get Social Media Assets. Click on that, and then you'll see compliance is the second one there. You're going to click on that and you'll find all of those outlined. Or if you're part of Team Freedom Reigns and you're part of the Facebook group, you'll be able to find them easily underneath the units for compliance in the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page.
So cool. And the ITT launch guide. This is your system, how to get somebody from on your list to on your team using this launch guide with the ITT system. So the invite, the tool, the team, this is the launch guide here, how to follow it step by step. It's so easy.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, you can see here what we've got laid out for the weekly things. We've got the TFR call on Monday night. We've got 3 LVOs we offer, plus Success Mastery on Saturday. Plus down there at the bottom where it says your list, you know, something I've done that I really love, and it's helping me a lot, keep track of the people that I've got in the ITT system, is I just basically copy and pasted that your list part and blew it up, made it bigger, right? So I'm utilizing this for all the people that I have in the ITT system. And this is what I'm constantly working off of for my follow-ups and making sure that I don't let people fall through the cracks. I'm like, what? So that's what I'm doing, just making it simple, just an idea for you as well. And then continuing in here with the ITT system is we've got the first touch video, biohackingaging.com. And after they've seen that information, you want to plug them into an LVO or LifeVantage overview. We've got so many of them available for you to be inviting to, including
this one. Tomorrow night, Gary Stern, amazing Elite Pro 7, is just going to crush it. Invite all your prospects to see the corporate version of the LVO. He never disappoints.
Yeah. And then we have our 3 that we do every single week, no matter where we're at. If you saw us on Saturday, that was kind of fun. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And you can find the information on Big Blue Calendar for the details on how to plug into that.
And Success Mastery every Saturday. This started in March and it's just gaining momentum. If you have not made this part of your calendar, please do so, because unbelievable tips from the first one, we talk about the product of the month, take a deep dive, and then we have unbelievable success stories from the people that are in the field getting it done, sharing with you how they're doing it so you can master your success.
And Global Convention is less than 2 weeks away. Oh my gosh, guys, if you have not pre-registered yet, you have got to get this done, because this is really going to be the one event that you just cannot miss, I would say, of the year. It is going to be phenomenal what they've put together for you. Make sure that you go and pre-register. It's actually you plus 2 for only $199 to be able to register for this event, and you'll have access to it for a full 30 days afterwards.
Yes, the Flip the Business Switch promotion, because as a debt-free company, they've got money to throw around at us, and they're using this as a way to incentivize us to go out there, share the story, plug people into the ITT system, and give us some money to do so. This is the most cash-rich system we've ever done, and there's 3 ways to get paid. First is to sell the products, right? The second is what?
Reaching a new rank, right? Reaching and maintaining the new rank. and then the mentor
mentors.
bonus.
You help the people that you personally sponsored meet and maintain ranks, and you get paid for that too. Unbelievable.
So we're rushing through this pretty quickly because we've got a really packed show for you tonight.
Yes.
But you can find all of the details on one of the past #TFR Monday Motivation or Motivation Monday calls. You can find that on YouTube. Go check it out for all of the details. And then if you are participating as a TFR member, every single person that you either check out as a customer or enroll as a business partner is earning you a ticket into our weekly drawings. Drawings are happening every single Wednesday. You don't want to miss out on this, because also anybody that has been earning tickets since September 1st through the end of this month are going to be going into our grand prize drawing. And that prize is a ticket to the virtual Eric Worre Go Pro Recruiting Mastery. Thank you so much, Elite Pro 7 Kim Jakes, for offering that up as the grand prize. So every person that enrolls a new distributor or checks out a customer gets tickets, and every single week you can be earning tickets into that grand prize. This is going to help you focus on getting a piece of that 5% pool as well, helping you earn money while you sleep.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's us.
The power of one. That was us getting busy with BIZZY
Business.
last Saturday from the backseat of our car, because you do what you say you're going to do, even when you're on the road. So we did our LVO from the backseat of our Durango.
You know, it's so cool though. How powerful is that, to know that you can build this business from anywhere you are, that you have Wi-Fi or cell service. It seriously is that simple if you just decide to make it so. And so we wanted to share some really powerful information with you about one. About one thing, right? Yeah. That encompasses so many.
Do you mind if I start off with
Go
something?
ahead,
this just came to me. I was on a coaching call this morning with Tony Robbins' coaches, and I was listening right before that to an interview that Tony Robbins did with Mikhail Gorbachev. If you remember, he was the president of the then Soviet Union back in the late 80s, and he was talking about what changed. What was the one thing that led to the ending of the Cold War? And in that, Mikhail Gorbachev had never been really talked about what is the one thing. And he said it was when he first met President Ronald Reagan, when President Ronald Reagan was nominated in 1980, and they met for the first time, and they were literally arguing with each other. And Ronald Reagan was telling him how evil communism is. And Mikhail Gorbachev was telling Ronald Reagan how evil capitalism is. And they were just getting worse and worse and worse and getting fuming. And then Ronald Reagan stood up, turned his back to Mikhail Gorbachev, and Mikhail Gorbachev thought he was going to walk away, and he's thinking to himself, how rude could this person possibly be? And Ronald Reagan just changed, turned around with a smile on his face, and said, why don't we start over? My name is Ron. And he reached out and he said, may I call you Mikhail? And from that moment, Mikhail Gorbachev thought, for the first time, I'm actually talking to another human being, not the leader of another country, but let's get together as friends. And from that one change of state, as Tony Robbins called it, led to the Cold War. And now it set thousands of millions of people free to create their own democracy now in what is now the former Soviet Union. So it just takes one thing, could literally change the world. And it was one person's decision to change how that conversation was going, make a change, talk as a friend, not as a president to another president, and have an argue, but find something in common. And that human touch is what we all have in common.
Yeah. So as we go through the information tonight, we want to challenge you. We want to challenge you to be interactive with this call. We want you to be actively thinking about the things that we're talking about, and even making notes of the thoughts that come to mind. Like, we want to start off with giving you the opportunity, as we're talking, to be thinking about that one thing. What is your one thing that has you exactly where you are right now, or is getting ready to move you into a new place? Okay, so what is your one thing? Be thinking on that, because there is so much power in one. I mean, look at all of these different categories here, or thoughts. Okay, so I love the first one there, the thought, because nothing happens without it first starting as a thought, right? There is no action that takes place. There's no word that is spoken without you first thinking it. And so knowing that your thought, there is so much power in just one thought that you have. But you have to keep in mind as well that there is always the balance. There's always good and there's always bad. And so you have to understand that this power can be absolutely amazing, like outstanding, out of this world crazy, right?
Mhm.
Or it can be what's holding you back, anchoring you down, and keeping you from getting everything that you want. So think about the power of the one thought that you have running through your mind every single day, because that also actually leads to feelings that you have. And what you feel is what you project. It's true that energy is what makes this world go around, right? There is energy in everything. And so if your energy is positive, then you're going to have so much more power for good behind it than if your energy is not, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So what does it do for you when somebody smiles at you?
Hmm.
I know that I can be, and right now, this is something that I think I have the most difficulty with people wearing masks everywhere. Because however you feel comfortable, what you feel is right for you, I want you to do. But what I have missed the most is seeing all of the smiles on people's faces as we go places. I know that when I'm smiling now, like if I have a mask on, I am absolutely trying to smile as big as I possibly can. So it goes into my eyeballs. So my eyeballs are lifting. So everybody can know that I'm smiling, because there is so much power in smiling.
And then actions. Day before yesterday, Marcy and I were out on a morning walk. We take between an 8,000 and 10,000 step walk every morning. And we were walking, and this family was getting ready to pass us. And 99.9% of the time, when people are approaching us, we are the ones that usually say good morning, or whatever it is. Hello, good morning. And this family beat us to it. They said hello. And as we passed them, Marcy stopped and she turned around and said, "Thank you for saying hello." And I was wondering what she was getting at. And I was like, was she being sarcastic? And she said, "No, they said hello first." And it dawned on me that never happens. We're usually the first one to say hello. And when it was reciprocated, it made our day. And we talked about that for the next couple of minutes as we kept walking. But it's just one action can change anybody's state, because you never know what they're walking in or what they're walking through. And that action, that smile, whatever, that hello could change everything.
Yeah. And when you get into the power of no and the power of
No.
yes, oh my gosh, they can both be so empowering. Because the thing is that when someone says no to you, obviously you had to have asked them something first, right? And because you asked them something first, that means that you had gone through a whole process of things to be able to get you to the point of asking in the first place, right? That's that pushing through the heart or the fear that you might have. And so when they tell you no, guess what? All of a sudden, instead of being sad that they said no, you can be like, oh my gosh, yes, I've asked the question. They gave me their answer and I am so good to go now, right? That power of no is phenomenal, because now it's opened up your energy to be able to move towards that yes, because the power that comes with a yes is unlimited, right? Because if someone is open enough to say yes, then that means that they're open to possibilities, and possibilities is what we deal in, right?
Seriously.
Possibilities is the power of what we have in our hands. And so I absolutely love the power of the yes. And let's move through some of these really fast, because we don't need to talk about all of these. So I want you guys to take a look at what is on this screen, because we're going to jump through several of them. And I want you to take note of where you have found power. Where has your power just either been sucked away from you or has really been ignited? Because I want to skip over to the power of a minute, the power of days. Really, it's the power of time. Because I want to read this to you, because I know that you guys, most of you have probably heard this before, but it's so powerful. So this is about the clock is running. Make the most of today. Okay. So imagine that there is a bank which credits your account each morning with $86,400 and carries over no balance from day to day, allows you to keep no cash balance, and every evening cancels whatever part of the amount you had failed to use during the day. What would you do? Draw out every cent, of course. Well, everyone has such a bank. Its name is time. Every morning, it credits you with 86,400 seconds. Every night, it writes off as lost whatever of this you have failed to invest in good purpose. It carries over no balance. It allows no overdraft. Each day it opens a new account for you. Each night, it burns the records of the day. If you fail to use the day's deposits, the loss is yours. There is no going back. There is no drawing against the tomorrow. You must live in the present on today's deposits. Invest it so as to get from it the utmost in health, happiness, and success. The clock is running. Make the most of today. To realize the value of 1 year, ask a student who failed a grade. To realize the value of 1 month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. To realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask the lovers who are waiting to meet. To realize the value of 1 minute, ask a person who missed the train. To realize the value of 1 second, ask a person who just avoided an accident. To realize the value of 1 millisecond, ask the person who won a silver medal in the Olympics. Treasure every moment that you have, and treasure it more because you shared it with someone special, special enough to spend your time with. And remember, time waits for no one. Yesterday is history. Today is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. The power of time, right? 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour. So, over on the right-hand side, this column I think is really impactful because we have to understand that there are so many people that are going through things right now. And we have to understand that when we're going through things, it can actually be a really powerful opportunity. Like, how about the people that that have gone through job losses right now? Okay, so don't take that the wrong way. Opportunity in a job loss. But what it did is it freed up their time. Mm-hmm. It freed up their energy. It freed up maybe their opportunity to take ownership and do what they've always wanted to do. How about illness, right? There is so many people out there that are suffering right now. And you're like, what's the power in an illness? Well, the power in the illness is to recognize the power of the human body, the power of the immune system, the power of a product, right? That's what we have to understand is everything has power, and we have power of choice. Some of my personal story, you guys know, I had the power in an accident. At first, this accident that I was involved in almost killed me. I almost died several times because of the result of that accident. But now I can look at it as the power of opportunity, because without that accident, I wouldn't be here where I am now. And then there's the power of inspiration, because dear friends of mine saw this information that we are getting to share with everybody else right now. They were inspired to talk to me about it. And that's why I'm sitting here now in front of you guys and with Don D, and we're sharing this information. But it all comes down to the power of one. And that's in a person. That's in you. Because every single one of us have the power inside of us to be able to do and to dream and to vision whatever we want in this world. And if you can think it, you can do it, because it has all been instilled in you from the time that you were born to give you everything that you needed to be as successful as you possibly wanted to be. You just have to grab hold of all these different areas and take your power and apply it. I know I just went on and on and on there. Is there anything there that you want to share?
I think as I'm looking at these, decision and commitment jump out to me. We've all made a decision. One thing we have in common is we've made a decision to become part of LifeVantage. If we have an ID number, we made a decision. Some of us have made a commitment to do something with that decision. And if we're looking at that commitment as something personal, we may get to a certain level of success and influence. But if we're looking at that decision as far as not personal, but how it relates and how it could impact and affect the world, it's a different level of commitment. And we're willing to endure the no's when we're focusing on the benefits of the world versus the benefits of us personally. It just becomes a greater level of commitment. We've all had the decision. The question is, what are we committed to, and how big is that commitment? How big are we allowing it to dream and give ourselves permission to go acquire?
Yeah. So the power of one, do you want to read this, or you want me to run through it? Okay, so the power of one. And this goes back to all those things on the other list. Each individual thing has its own power, but we have to take hold of it. So one song can spark a moment. One flower can wake the dream. One tree can start a forest, but it has to start with a seed. One bird can herald spring. One smile begins a friendship. One hand clasp lifts a soul. One star can guide a ship at sea. One word can frame the goal. One vote can change a nation. One sunbeam lights a room. One candle wipes out darkness. One laugh will conquer gloom. One step must start each journey. One word must start each prayer. One hope will raise our spirits. One touch can show you care. One voice can speak with wisdom. One heart can know what's true. One life can make the difference. You see, it's up to you. You are the one. You are the one.
So powerful.
Oh,
If you've learned a lot about leadership and making a movement, then let's watch a movement happen, start to finish, in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons. First, of course, a leader needs the guts to stand alone and look ridiculous. But what he's doing is so simple, it's almost instructional. This is key. You must be easy to follow. Now here comes the first follower with a crucial role. He publicly shows everyone else how to follow. Notice how the leader embraces him as an equal. So it's not about the leader anymore. It's about them, plural. Notice how he's calling to his friends to join in. See, it takes guts to be a first follower. You stand out and you brave ridicule yourself. Being a first follower is an underappreciated form of leadership. The first follower transforms a lone nut into a leader. If the leader is the flint, the first follower is the spark that really makes the fire. Now here's the second follower. This is a turning point. It's proof the first has done well. Now it's not a lone nut and it's not two nuts. 3 is a crowd and a crowd is news. A movement must be public. Make sure outsiders see more than just the leader. Everyone needs to see the followers because new followers emulate followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, then 3 more immediately. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point and now we have a movement. As more people jump in, it's no longer risky. If they were on the fence before, there's no reason not to join in now. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, and they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. And over the next minute, you'll see the rest who prefer to stay part of the crowd, because eventually they'd be ridiculed for not joining. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how a movement is made. So let's recap what we've learned. If you are a version of the shirtless dancing guy, all alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals, making everything clearly about the movement, not you. Be public, be easy to follow. But the biggest lesson here, did you catch it? Leadership is over-glorified. Yes, it started with the shirtless guy, and he'll get all the credit, but you saw what really happened. It was the first follower that transformed a lone nut into a leader. There's no movement without the first follower. See, we're told that we all need to be leaders, but that would be really ineffective. The best way to make a movement, if you really care, is to courageously follow and show others how to follow. When you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first person to stand up and join in.
I absolutely love that. Don't be afraid of your power.
That brings me to tears every time I see it. And it's just so simple, but the message is so deep. It's so applicable to network marketing too. Oh my gosh, the power of one. Don't fall for the lie that one person cannot make a difference. All powerful movements began with the actions of individuals striving for change. Your actions count. Be the change, especially in a world that needs it so badly. Now this one smile can start a friendship. One word can end a fight. One look can save a relationship. One person can change your life. This one is a surprise to Marcy. I put this slide together for her and she doesn't know about it, but I want to share with you guys that one day I made a decision. When I was going to sleep, I was waking up to a clock radio that had music and I wanted to actually hear some talking. So I set it to a different station. And this one day I woke up, I made a decision to take one alarm clock, to tune it to one radio station. And when I woke up that day, there was a program on. And they were talking about marriages in transition or people that were in transition. And this program highlighted 2 different people that they brought on. One of them was talking about, are you ready for the next venture in your life? And if you have a 3-car garage and you're parking in the middle, you're not ready. If you have a big closet and you're taking it all up with your clothes, you're not ready. If you have shelves in the refrigerator that are all taken with your food, you're not ready. And I thought, how silly is that? but I made the changes. And the next program was talking about a list. Make a list of the character traits. And if you want, eye color, hair color, all of those things, I didn't care about that. I just put down the character traits of the person that I wanted God to bring me. And I included scars and betrayal and disappointment and heartache and being brokenhearted and understanding all of the pitfalls of life, because I didn't want to bring those and be unequally yoked to someone who didn't understand. And I wrote all of those things in a list. And then there was an event where there was a text. I went to the event and I got a text after the first night from this person right here, inviting me down to meet with our team. She was part of our team, and she sent me a personal text, hey, come and hang out with us. I listened to that one text, and as a result of that, we sat next to each other, and our hands,
He held my hand.
they grasped. We in a hand clasp, and this is my lanyard from that event. It was in Orlando in 2012, and we have all of our lanyards from all of our events are over here on the wall. I counted them right before today. There's 45 lanyards from all the elite academies, conventions, elite retreats, but this is really the only one that really matters to me, because it's the day that I saw my soulmate and the most amazing human being in a different way. She was already part of our team, but had I not answered that one invite, that one text, and sat next to this one person, I wouldn't be in the most amazing place in my life. And this woman I have everything to thank for her. So one person can change your life, because this person did it for me. And we're doing this now together. And we now want to call upon a couple different one people.
But before we do that, I have to say something about what he just did, because it didn't just start with one person. It started with a decision, right? A decision to do something different, and to follow inspiration and to act on it and carry it through. So wherever you're at right now in your lives, it has to start with your decision, right? So now go ahead and you can talk about these amazing people we have here with us.
We've invited some pretty amazing people, and we just asked them, we challenged them, and we haven't heard their answer, but we challenged them to say, what is it, the one thing for you? What is one thing what is your one thing? And we've invited them on to share with us what that is. So we're going to hear it just as you guys hear it. So I don't know who wants to go first.
Well,
Brittany,
let's start with Rachel and Jayson. If you guys will share your one thing, what is your one thing that has got you where you're at and where you really plan on going?
All right. Thank you. Hello, Team Freedom Reign.
Oh no, you just went out. There you go.
Uh-oh.
You're good.
Okay, awesome. So we're coming in from Colorado today. So we each have kind of a little bit different one that we want to share with you just real quick. And we really appreciate you guys, and we're very honored by you asking us to do this. So like we were talking about this morning, not very long ago, I really just made a decision for LifeVantage. After, I had been on the products, I really loved them. I was sharing them. But I really didn't realize the business potential. So it hasn't been, 2 years even yet, but getting close, that I made the decision that I was going to do LifeVantage Business, and I was going to make it work. And I was just going to do whatever it took, and keep doing whatever it took for us it takes. So I have to say that, that's really challenging some days. But I have, thank you, Marcy and Dondi, on my team. We do a power hour every morning that really gets us just pumping and going, keeps our momentum up, and our faith up and our belief up. So the passion into our day-to-day. So that's a huge benefit to that, not to mention just Team Freedom Reigns as a team altogether. So we really just committed. We talked about decisions and commitment, right? Dondi mentioned that. Your slide was very thorough on that. And that's really where I was at to make this business work for me. I made the decision that it was going to work, and I'm committed to it, and for as long as it takes.
So cool.
Well,
that is so awesome.
Before we move on to you, Jayson, Rachel, you got to share, what are you committed to every single day for your daily action plan?
Absolutely. So we really try to focus on our DMO. That's our daily method of operation. And part of that is our power hour. And it really is just all the simple activities that we do every day, and the big hearted things that we learn to do, that really lead to growth of our team and growth of ourselves too, so that we can build a bigger team, right? So the more we give of ourselves, we are reaching that back tenfold,
Yeah.
time and time again. So really every day is reach out, share, and really bring the passion and hope to improve people's lives with that energy.
Yes. And I'm going to drop the dime on you. She goes for 30. Her and Brittany go for 30 reach outs every single day. That's so powerful in your commitment, in your consistency. So amazing.
Yes, great job.
All right, Jayson.
So this woman here is awesome. I just got to thank her for keeping me online and on track, and dedicated to my decision, because really we have committed to make this work. And so really the thing that is me and the one thing us really for the past months has been just the vision, really holding on and grasping on to what we want and our goals that we are determined to achieve. It's a really powerful thing when you kind of let all the other things that distract and put your focus towards what is important, what needs to happen, make you happy and your family happy. So really for me, that is the most powerful. And the big one thing is having a clear, direct focus on that vision and what needs to make that vision come true. So we're very excited about the future going on in our life, and really that vision just coming to reality. It is happening, and I don't know if anybody out there has a vision board, but this is a powerful tool that I would highly recommend that you do. Pick out 5 things that you absolutely want to happen, and look at those things every day. Take a look, take a glance, and associate those things with your success. You have to come true. So that's my powerful one thing.
I love it. And I'd
So
love
good.
to hear, I'd love for you to share and proclaim what one of those things is that you guys have on your vision board that you guys want. What is it that you want? Oh, I hope they didn't freeze.
So the big one thing right now is about 40 acres of property. It's a beautiful piece of acreage, really mountainous kind of terrain, lots of beautiful rocks, trees, really an amazing piece that we're going to use to develop. We're going to grow, an amazing farm and lots of plants on, and just develop an lifestyle on this piece of property that is ours. It's ours anyways.
Yes,
So
I love
good.
the way you stated that. This is
Yeah.
ours.
Stake that
Yes,
claim.
that is so powerful to have the vision, what your why is, and just make that decision that you're going for it, no matter what. There's so much power in all of that. I love your things. I love your one things. Absolutely. Thank you
Yeah,
guys so much
are
for
awesome.
sharing.
Thank you.
All right, Brittany, will you please join us and
you.
share? You are so welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. Brittany, you have been, just the 3 of these amazing people here have just completely blossomed and transformed before our eyes.
Literally,
Just in 2020, when so many people are struggling, they have been just really stepping into their true potential, and we are so excited for them. And we know that there's so many other people on the team that are in same positions as all 3 of you, and your one things are speaking to them right now. So thank you so much for being here to share with us, Brittany, what your one thing is and what you want to share with the team.
Yes, thank you guys so much. I just want to say thank you. You guys are all such an inspiration to me, just seeing how consistent you guys are day in and day out, and the commitment that you guys have. It really motivates me to just keep me going every day. And I guess for me, the one thing would be consistency, just doing that daily action every day, and not being so worried about the result, but just kind of being stuck on doing that action. Because I know for myself, a lot of times I worry, am I saying the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? And I know I make mistakes, but if I'm not doing that action, I'm not making the mistakes. And then without that, there's just no growth and there's no learning. And so, yeah, for me, just that consistency, day in and day out, making sure I get my actions done and not being so focused on the result. just seeing the success in that action.
So amazing. And
Yes.
and one thing I want to make sure that I point out for you guys too is that these guys are in the pool party last month from their consistent actions, just doing the simple things over and over and over again, right, Brittany? I mean, that is just such an amazing testament to doing what scared you before, but just deciding to actually step into it and doing it. So we appreciate you guys so much. Would you like to say anything on them? I want to read Mike Hyatt's comments too.
I just appreciate you guys so much for all that you do. The little things that may seem little, they grow into massive things. Because if you think about like what a domino chain is, when you set them all up, it takes that one domino to create that whole interaction. And there's a video that has this little teeny domino that it has like time and a half the size of it. And the one little thing that weighs a few ounces actually ends up toppling over the one at the end that weighs a couple tons. So it's pretty interesting. So one seemingly insignificant thing can turn into something extremely massive, but it's the consistency that Brittany just talked about that makes all that happen. So thank you guys all for what you do, who you are as people, and what you're doing for the world.
It's that compound effect. It's one simple action that it's the start to the snowball, right?
Yeah.
Yep. It's the start. So
yeah, read what Mike said.
Yeah, I want to read what Mike said here too. He said, never give up, never surrender, and don't compare himself to others. I absolutely love that. Personal integrity, it keeps him going. That's the number one thing, guys. This is your own journey. Each one of you have to decide what your one thing is, and what your one thing that you will not give up on, that you will not stop doing, that you will not succumb to, right? And you have to decide that you're going to step into your one thing and just be as successful as you absolutely want to be. And I would personally challenge each one of you to find a way to be part of an accountability group. Whether it is individuals, two of you getting together and working, or it's power hours. There's several of them that are happening amongst the team. Hop on so that you can have that personal accountability and work on your daily mode of operation consistently to accomplish everything that you absolutely want out of this opportunity, because you are the one thing. Every single one of you, you are the one thing, and you have the power needed to do anything you want. Anything.
I want to share just one quick thing, that because it applies to me directly. The high school that I went to was the same high school that two people went to. They both happened to have the first name of Steve. And if you saw the list that we had a couple slides ago, the very first one was thought. And there was a thought that came between these two guys, Steve, and they were in a garage, and they were talking, and they were both kind of electronics geeks. And they were saying, well, what if we put these things together and we created a personal computer that people that are kind of about the power of the room, computers that at that time, this was back in the late 70s, took up an entire room. What if we created that kind of power and put it and harnessed it and built something and put it on someone's desk and gave people the ability to have a personal computer? And they actually doubted their own thoughts. They thought, what a crazy idea. And those Steves were Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. They graduated from the same high school that I graduated from 10 years earlier. But that one thought was louder than their own disbelief thoughts and all the people that told them they were crazy, that nobody would ever buy into something like that. IBM already has that market. And when we hear about computers, very rarely do we ever hear about IBM anymore. And Apple is now the most successful company in the United States history, and it's happened in all of our lifetime. In fact, it's not what started out as computers is now cell phones and iTunes and podcasts and all kinds of other things. It's just, but one thought was the thought of what if we do this was louder than all of the naysayers and all of the criticisms, and they never let anyone else's thoughts overpower the one they were clinging to. And because they clinged to it, they became the most valuable company in US history. And there's so many people that allow somebody else's naysaying thoughts overpower their thoughts. And what of all the things that could have changed the world didn't go developed or didn't go to manifestation because they let someone else's thought overpower their own. So that's the challenge I want to give you guys, is that whether people judge you or criticize you or tell you you're crazy or tell you it's a pyramid scheme, Let their thought be their thought, but don't let it influence yours. Unless, of course, you need to manifest a deeper thought and belief. And your team and the culture we have here at LifeVantage can help you with that. But I want to just leave you without anything else. And I want to thank you guys, all of you guys and gals, for committing to something that literally has the ability to change the world, because activation, cellular activation, is the wave of the next decade or two in new product development, and we were first to market.
Yes.
We are the Apple equivalent in the network marketing space from a biohacking perspective on activating products. We will always be the first. So you guys are a part of history in the making. Don't take it lightly, please.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, Marjorie. Last comment here. Thank your haters. They're your biggest fans,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you, Brittany, Jayson, and Rachel, for being our special guests. And guys, just go and figure out what your one thing is. What's going to drive you? What are you going to push through? And just let us all know how we can help you.
Yes.
And remember, tomorrow night, there's 2 LVOs for you to be inviting to. You've got the corporate flip the switch opportunity overview, and then also the one that we will be doing just before that. So we'll see you on
2
one
flavors.
of those. Woohoo! All right, guys.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
great night.
Appreciate you all.